Hey guys, what's up? This is Koganinja and I'm back with another video. Let's get into it right now. In this video, what I'm going to talk to you about is a little thing that really bugs me. It's bugged me for the longest time. And I would hope that you don't get into this habit. And I'm going to tell you what it is right now. It is practicing with a red die and a different colored die, or like a red and a green, or a red or a blue. And guys, I always see it on the internet. When guys come to me and train with me in my training sessions, my private lessons, I always see guys, when I tell them, okay, get your shot, let me see your shot, they always reach and grab two separate dice. I see that all the time. And I can't stand it. It's a bad habit. Don't get into it. I understand the principle behind it, but too many people rely on it and it becomes a crutch. So let me explain what I'm talking about. The idea between a red, different colored dice when you're in your practice sessions is so that you can see when the dice hit where one goes and where the other one goes. So you can see how the dice are responding. Either they're going this way, or one's going straight and the one's going this way. Because they're different colors, you could see it easier with your eyes. I get that, and in that case, yes, it works. But the problem with this technique is people overuse it, and it becomes a crutch. And this is something I don't want you to do. I don't want you to develop a crutch. If you want to be a really good dice control shooter, you need to be able to see the dice doing what they're doing when they are the same color. You need to train your eyes to see what the dice do when they leave your hand. They're traveling and arcing through the air, hitting, bouncing all over the table, and coming to rest. If you can't track both of those dice with two same colored dice, something's wrong. That needs to be repaired, because if you're in the casinos and you're shooting and you can't see the difference between both dice doing what they're doing, how are you going to self-correct? That's the question. How are you going to self-correct what you're doing if you can't distinguish either die doing what they're doing because they're the same color? I understand that there are people that have impairments, they can't see. A lot of the older guys, I get that. They're the exception. I understand that. But even then, I even tell guys that have impairments, and I've had older guys come and train with me that have eyesight problems, and I tell them, try your hardest to use both colored dice so that you can see what's going on. And don't make this a crutch. Don't do that. The two different colored dice. I see it all the time. And it's unfortunate. I don't know who came up with the technique. It probably came out of one of the very first earliest, one of the very first dice schools. I don't know who invented it, but I get the concept. I understand what the concept is for. So here's what I'm going to tell you to do. If you're going to use the concept of different colored dice, great, go for it and use it. But you need to know when it's becoming a crutch. You need to train yourself with two dice that are the same color. You have to, so that you are able to see what you're doing in the casino, and then you can self-correct. If you're constantly using the same two different colored dice, you're never going to get good at it. And you're never going to get good at dice control. And you're never going to be able to distinguish what the dice are doing when they're bouncing all over the table into the back wall. You're just never going to be able to figure it out. You're never going to get good because you're not going to be able to self-correct. So just be aware of that. If you're having eyesight problems, if you have perfect 20/20 vision, let me rephrase that. If you have 20/20 vision or better, you should never use two different colored dice, ever. Ever. Don't do it. That is my technique to you, Koganinjas technique to you. Don't do it. If you have good eyesight, 20/20 or better, with glasses or without glasses, you should never do this combination. Just learn the hard way, throw yourself into the deep end of the pool, and get busy learning to track both dice with your eyes with the same two colored dice. The same two colored dice. The same two colored dice. Now, if you have eyesight problems and your eyesight is not 20/20 and it's just you have problems, I get it. By all means, do it. Two different colored dice, I get it. But try to train yourself to get off of this habit, off of this bad habit, into this. Last but not least, and I'll close out this video, I have seen way too many people come and train with me, young guys, and they do this, and I said, he's one of those. And so this is what I tell them to do. I let them throw 3 or 4, 5, 6 times like that, and then I take the blue die away, and I make them start throwing in with the red dice. And then I tell them to throw 3 times, and then on the 4th one, I tell them to throw on the 4th time, and then I tell them, what just happened? Tell me what happened on the dice. And no one's been able to answer it. No one can tell me, oh, the one die went this way, this one pitched forward this way. They can never tell me because they're not trained to see the dice. How can you get good if you can't track your dice in flight or when they're hitting into the back wall? It happens all the time. They can never tell me what the dice are doing. And here's another thing that you need to be aware of. When the dice leave your hand and they're tracking in the air to the back wall, is one die lower than the other? Is it doing this? Is one in front of the other? Is one behind? If you can't see that, how are you going to fix your grip? How are you going to fix whatever problems that you may be having if you can't see the dice in the air and you can't distinguish between the two? If you are stuck in this mode with two separate colored dice, you'll never be able to distinguish between the two in a real game, and you're going to be stuck, and half of your skill set's going to go out the window because you're not going to be able to self-correct. Think about what I just said. Rewatch this video if you have to, but that is so super crucial important that you are not developing a crutch with 2 separate colored dice, and I see it on almost every single video that I've ever seen on YouTube. There you go, guys. It's a bad habit. If do the test. This is the test for you guys that have been doing this, using this technique. This is the test, and this is for everybody. I don't care how good you think you are. Pick up 2 dice, throw 20 times, and have a witness there with you, watching, or video record yourself. Throw 20 times and catalog exactly what each die did for each throw. And then go back and watch it on your video recorder, or have the person that's there compare notes after every shot and see how accurate you are. And I can almost guarantee you with 99% accuracy, you won't be able to get all 20. I can almost guarantee that with 99% accuracy. So there you go, guys. Now, if you told me, if I did the test, I could do it 100 times and I could tell you exactly everything that happened from the second the dice leave my fingertips to the time that they end at the back wall. I can tell you with 100% accuracy exactly what every throw did, because that is how I trained myself since day one. I never used this crappy technique. It's a crappy technique, guys. I'm sorry to tell you. I'm going to be very opinionated on this, and I'm probably going to get a lot of hate, but you know what? That's okay. But I'm telling you, this is not a good technique. Thanks, guys, for watching my video. Check out my YouTube channel. Check out my website, Koganinja.com. Check out my product section. Check out my blog section. If you want to come and train with me in one of my group seminars, reach out to me at Koganinja777 at yahoo.com. All right, guys, thanks so much. See you on the next video.